Pause this video and think of a monster. What comes to mind? A few might think of a dark beast lurking in the shadows. Others might imagine a ruthless criminal with no remorse for human life. But for some, they'd picture a cold-blooded, scaly reptilian with razor-sharp teeth. A well-fitted description for our planet's largest reptile, the crocodile. Crocs can be found throughout the Philippine archipelago. They instill fear into the eyes of any prey who dare lurk around them, including humans. So much so that our government decided to try and contain them in one location, making it one of the largest crocodile populations in the world. And being the wildlife lover that I am, you know I had to go see it for myself. So today, I'll be taking you to the place with the most crocodiles in the Philippines, the Palawan Crocodile Farm. The Palawan Crocodile Farm, now called the Palawan Wildlife Rescue and Conservation Center, is a 10-hectare nature reserve within Palawan's capital city, Puerto Princesa. Apart from housing hundreds of crocs, the center also cares for over 200 rescued endemic species that have been either injured or seized by local authorities for rehabilitation and eventually release. The PWRCC is one of the last major frontiers for Philippine crocodile conservation, as they have a research center for their residents and even a breeding program for our critically endangered Philippine crocodile.
Alright, so here we're in the breeding center where they raise them from hatchlings to about 5 years old. So take them through their hatchling phase and then all the way to their juvenile stage before relocating them to the larger enclosures. And over here we have the Philippine crocodile, or Crocodilus mindorensis. These are like the smaller and more docile cousins of the saltwater crocodile, or aka the largest crocodile in the world. And it's just such a pleasure to see these guys up close because they are heavily and critically endangered, as they generally live in fresh water in like places like the Sierra Madre or other places of the northern riverscape. So it's really cool to be able to see these up close because they're pretty much impossible to find now in the wild.
There are two types of crocodilians in the Philippines: Crocodilus mindorensis, or also known as the Philippine crocodile, and Crocodilus porosus, the saltwater crocodile. The Philippine crocodile is an endemic species, meaning it can only be found here in the Philippines and can be found in freshwater habitats such as lakes, rivers, and creeks, with some being found up to an elevation of 800 meters high in the Cordillera Mountains. It's a much smaller crocodile with a maximum length at about 3 meters, and its diet consists of fish, aquatic invertebrates, small mammals, and other reptiles near freshwater sources. Unfortunately, it is also one of the most endangered crocs in the world, with an estimate of under 150 wild populations in the Philippines, making this breeding program as vital as it gets. And then we have the largest reptile species in the world, the saltwater crocodile. These are the big boys you'd see legends like Steve Irwin wrangle, and are the largest living crocodile in the world, with a recorded maximum length of up to 6 meters and over 500 kilograms.
Alright, so now we're off to seeing the big boys. We ain't talking about no hatchlings anymore. These are the full-grown saltwater crocodiles, or aka the largest crocodiles in the world. So, got some big boys over there, chunky over here. This guy, he's the largest one, being 7 feet long.
Saltwater crocs can be found all over the Indo-Pacific, and they are incredibly successful due to their broad diet, or aka anything that moves and can fit in between their extremely powerful jaws.
So apparently this specific crocodile is from Agusan del Sur, and he supposedly ate a human being. So this guy knows the taste of human flesh. Can't really see from this perspective since we're looking down, but damn, this guy has got to be at least 8-10 feet. Big boy.
This beast was found in the Agusan Marsh, the same site where they found Lolong, the largest saltwater crocodile ever recorded in modern day history at a whopping 20 feet and over 1,000 kilos. Now, while being at low risk for extinction, saltwater crocs are constantly threatened by habitat loss, illegal hunting for the fashion industry, and killing for sport due to their negative connotation. The Palawan Wildlife Center explains how these crocs act as nature's scavengers and play a vital part in keeping the balance of our ecosystem in check by preventing the spread of diseases and controlling population numbers. You see, nature works in a complex yet efficient manner, giving every species a key role in maintaining a healthy environment. And the Wildlife Center knows this too, which is why they changed their name from Crocodile Farm to the Palawan Wildlife Rescue and Conservation Center to highlight the other endemic wildlife of the Philippines. And instead of talking about each creature in our ecosystem, they let the animals do the talking.
Over here, we just have a semi-rehabilitated Palawan hornbill. And let's see if you're ready to get pretty close. Hey, buddy. Sige. Woo. Apparently, the guy told me not to go too close because he has personal space issues. So sick.
From birds to mammals, the PWRCC showcases all of the Philippines' gems to help you understand why it's so critical to protect them.
Alright, so here, once we're done with the crocodiles, we're moving on to the different endemic species. And here we have the Palawan bearded pig. Oh my god, you are gorgeous. So, fun facts about these animals is that number one, since they are a bearded pig, both the males and the females have beards on their face. They're amazing animals. They have these really long snouts and very sensitive noses that allow them to forage. And unfortunately, it is these foraging behaviors that are causing them to decline in numbers as well, since they tend to eat up the farmers' crops and other agricultural products. But what a blessing to see these guys in person. The largest warty pig in the Philippines. They also have these really sensitive snouts that allow them to smell like the different crops, and in the wild they use it to dig up insects, worms, and whatever type of goodies and grub that they can find. These Palawan bearded pigs, also known locally as baboy remo, are actually excellent swimmers, and they have been known to swim between the islands here in Palawan. Man, what a pleasure to see these guys up close in a somewhat replicated natural habitat. Let's see more animals. Now, right behind me is the first bird of prey animal that we have here in the Philippine Wildlife Rescue and Conservation Center, and they are the Philippine serpent eagle. Now, as the name suggests, their favorite meal in the diet are, well, snakes. So they eat snakes and different types of various lizards and reptiles. They are actually very distinct for having almost owl-like features in their eyes, and when they set up perch, some people can get mistaken, but these are in fact eagles, and they have like this beautiful mottled plumage in their coat, basically meaning they have a bunch of like different white spots all over the feathers in their coat, and just a really dope animal. Alright, so out here we have another one of my favorite animals in the entire Philippines. It is the Palawan bearcat, or also known as locally as the binturong. So despite the name, these guys are actually not bears or cats. In fact, they're closely related to civets, and they're nocturnal animals, so they're mostly active in the night. And another cool fact about them is that they have this really long prehensile tail, which allows them to balance as they travel through the canopy, and even acts as like an additional limb for them to hold branches as they scavenge for food and other goodies. And another really interesting, cool fun fact about these guys is that their scent, they have glands near their butt, to put it simply, that squirt out like this hormones and a certain scent for them to communicate with each other, mark their territory. And the thing about this scent is that it smells exactly like buttered popcorn, like freshly cooked buttered popcorn. So it's so odd, but apparently when you're in the forest, just traveling one of the rainforests here in Palawan, if you smell buttered popcorn, that probably means that a binturong is in the area.
Most of the resident animals were brought to the center either because they were injured or confiscated from the illegal pet trade. But regardless of source, the center aims to either rehabilitate them back to optimum health for release or let them serve as ambassadors for wildlife conservation.
Up next, we have the snake corner. So over here, we have everything from endemics to different types of wildlife that we have here in the Philippines, and sometimes even just confiscated wildlife. So over here, we have this beautiful reticulated python. I don't know if you guys can see it properly from this angle, but there's that beautiful bioluminescence coming out from the skin. Or not bioluminescence, I'm forgetting the word right now, but there's a beautiful orange tinge like reflecting off this reticulated python. We have another reticulated python that's a little bit smaller over here, an empty cage. And this guy's probably just a confiscated dude, is a green iguana. I don't know if you guys can see with the lighting. Maybe I'll add some B-roll if you guys can't see, but pretty gorgeous green iguana over there. Then we have an albino, probably a Burmese python from the looks of it. Can't really see the face. Definitely a Burmese python. I mean, look at that cutie. Look at the cutie. Oh yeah, here. So Burmese pythons, native to large area of South and Southeast Asia, and obviously from Burma. But these are not the largest snakes in the world. Those are the reticulated pythons. This animal behind me is another one of my most favorite endemics here in the Philippines. It is the Palawan porcupine. Now, unfortunately, with this GoPro, I can't exactly show you guys the porcupines very well since they're hiding. They're mostly nocturnal as well, but these are the only. Oh, there! Oh, they're so cute. It's so small. They're like little guinea pigs, but like with like a prickly butt. And these guys are adorable. They are the only endemic porcupine to Palawan, and unfortunately, they're hunted for their meat because of there's a certain thing in their gallbladder that is being used in traditional medicine that is making their numbers in the wild decreasing extremely fast and rapidly. And unfortunately, these guys are now critically endangered. Their local name is actually called durian, and I assume that is because of the shape of their quills, and they are active at night. They like to live in caves and burrow in little rock crevices. That's why they're staying under this wood shelter over here. They mainly eat plants, fruits, but they also do eat roots and sometimes insects as well. And they can grow up to only about 2 feet. And another one of my favorite facts about them, the baby porcupines are actually called porcupets. I mean, that's so cute, right?
Visiting the Palawan Wildlife Rescue and Conservation Center for the first time since I was a kid was better than I could have imagined. Not only did I witness the largest population of crocodiles in the Philippines, but I also learned about the importance of each species and the conservation efforts they pioneered. Our local wildlife have been suffering the most from our actions, and if we don't act today, we may not have the luxury of seeing them again in the future. Crocodiles are one of the most ancient and fascinating animals on our planet. And while they do appear to be scary, they are one of the most important creatures on Earth. In the Philippines, we are blessed with our own unique crocodile that is drastically different from any other crocodile in terms of appearance and behavior. And they are just one of the many diverse wildlife to call this archipelago home. The Palawan Wildlife Rescue and Conservation Center gives us an opportunity to see these extraordinary animals in person so that we can better understand and respect them on a much deeper level. And by supporting their conservation efforts, we can help to ensure the survival of these incredible animals for future generations to appreciate and enjoy. So my question for you is, will you be their hero or just another monster? I'll see y'all in the next one. Deuces!